Have you ever walked into a room full of animals and felt like you were being watched? Not in a threatening way, just observed, like something was reading you before you had a chance to say a word. That is probably because something was. Animals pay attention to humans constantly. They have to. We are large, unpredictable, and everywhere. But what are they actually picking up on? We assume animals see a person when they look at us, a human being with thoughts and feelings and a life story. But animals do not have access to any of that. They are working with something far more raw: smell, movement, sound, routine, pattern. So the real question is not whether animals notice us. The question is what they decide we are. Dogs have had more time to study humans than almost any other animal. Thousands of years of living alongside us has shaped their brains in unusual ways. A dog cannot read your text messages, but it can detect a change in your cortisol levels. When you are stressed, anxious, or unwell, your body chemistry shifts. Dogs notice. Research has shown that trained dogs can detect certain cancers, predict seizures, and sense drops in blood sugar before the person is even aware something is wrong. To a dog, your emotional state is not something you describe. It leaks out of your body constantly. You are a moving library of biological signals, and a dog is reading every page. Dogs also track your attention the way few other animals do. If you look at something, a dog often follows your gaze. If you point, it understands you are directing it towards something useful. Wolves, even wolves raised by humans, struggle with this. That suggests dogs did not simply learn to live with humans. Over generations, they evolved to read us. To a dog, you may be the most legible creature in the world. Cats operate differently. A cat does not track your gaze the same way. It does not follow your pointing, but that does not mean it is ignoring you. Cats use a behavior with humans that they almost never use with each other. They meow. Adult cats in the wild communicate through scent, body language, and touch. Meowing is mostly something kittens do to get their mother's attention. The fact that domestic cats meow at adult humans suggests something interesting. They may have figured out that humans respond to sound and adapted accordingly. To a cat, you may be a large, slow creature that responds well to vocal requests and can be trained to open doors and fill bowls on a reasonable schedule. Elephants may have one of the most nuanced understandings of humans in the animal kingdom. Studies in Kenya found that elephants respond differently to different human groups based on past experience. They can distinguish between people who pose a threat and those who do not, using smell and visual cues. They pass this information to their calves. A young elephant that has never encountered a specific kind of human threat can still learn to recognize it through the herd's collective memory. To an elephant, individual humans may not matter as much as what kind of human you represent. You carry a category, and that category was written by the people who came before you. Crows take individual recognition even further. A crow that has been harmed by a specific person remembers that face for years. It can communicate that information to other crows, including offspring that never met the original person. In studies where researchers wore specific masks while handling crows, the birds later dive-bombed people wearing those masks in completely different locations. The face was the trigger, not the situation. To a crow, you are not a human. You are a specific individual with a history, and your history follows you. Fish are probably not what you would expect here. Most people do not think of fish as particularly perceptive, but archerfish, for example, have been shown in experiments to recognize individual human faces with surprising accuracy. Given that fish brains lack the facial recognition structures most vertebrates rely on, this means they found a different way to do it. Something about a face is worth remembering, even to a creature that has no particular reason to care about ours. Now, consider insects. Bees can also recognize human faces, distinguishing between photographs of different people in controlled experiments. They do not encounter human faces in nature. There is no evolutionary reason for a bee to remember a person, and yet they can. This raises a strange possibility. Face recognition may not be a specialized human skill at all. It might be a general feature of visual learning in animals intelligent enough to use it. Here's the part that most people find quietly unsettling. Many animals do not see a unified creature when they look at you. They see a pattern of behaviors. A dog does not see a person. It sees the creature that arrives at the same time every evening, smells like stress on certain days, throws the ball, and sometimes disappears for long stretches without explanation. A crow sees the face that posed a threat near its nest 3 summers ago. An elephant sees a figure that matches a category its mother reacted to with alarm. You are not a person to them. You are a pattern. And that pattern is shaped entirely by what you do, not who you think you are. There is something humbling in that. Humans invest a great deal of energy in how we describe ourselves, our intentions, our identities, our reasons for doing things. Animals skip all of that. They watch what you actually do over and over until they understand what kind of thing you are. In that sense, animals may be more honest observers of humans than humans are of each other. We explain ourselves constantly. We justify, contextualize, excuse. Animals just watch. And remember, every moment you spend near an animal, you are teaching it something. Not with words, with repetition, with energy, with behavior. And whatever conclusion it reaches about what kind of creature you are, you earned it.